So then it's time to go with the juniors once again. The grid is formed, the karts are in park firme position, and very shortly the green light will be given in around about 10 seconds time. The way the grid lines up for this, the 8th race of the day, the 4th junior heat, is Groups B against Group D, and it sees Alex Quinn to start from pole position this time round. He gets the nod in kart number 5 to head out onto the circuit, and alongside him is going to be Perdana Menang in kart number 38. Back on row 2, the likes of Manuel Salomon in kart 76 and Javier Gonzalez alongside. Back on row 3, it's Axel Charpentier, one to watch out for. If he can get through the melee of turn 1, he should be a real contender for the lead of this race. He's got Scott Simmons to start alongside. Then on to row 4 is Killen Meyer, and with Jean-Baptiste Sibonauer right alongside and making it into the top 10 on the grid, Jonathan Hoggard and Tom Canning. Back on row 6 is Jack McCarthy, championship leader, another man to watch out for as he made great progress in his first heat. Can he do the same in his second? He's got alongside Jean Nomblay. Then to row 7 is Enzo Valente and Jacques Spinelli, with row 8 headed by Nicholas Scholl and Ayrton Simmons alongside. To row 9 we see Tita Shanghai Schmidi and Antonio Percival. To row 10 it's the likes of Andreas Essner and Kieran Ragg. And the final row of the grid to round out the 22 runners is David Remy, the Swede, and of course Madeline Radner, another Swede. So it's an all Swede row 11, one male, one female, and again a really healthy junior grid here, Chris, which should see some 8 laps, which will be really entertaining.
Absolutely, blink and it'll miss it. It's going to be that manic and go that quickly. Interesting that Axel Charpentier starts in that 5th position. We've talked about how he's going to be coming back up after having some laps removed due to the punishment for that qualifying, but he is on that inside line as they head down into turn 1, and we have seen that they're able to get quite a significant advantage if they can hold themselves there, which is why you're finding some of them on the outside are getting close enough to almost push the inside row onto the grass.
Yeah, it's worked so far in the juniors with 1, 2 and 3, all of those rows on the inside getting themselves up into 1st, 2nd and 3rd, so it's the place to be. And of course if you make a bad start from the outside, you're really hung out to dry with a bump, with the added extra bit of rubber as well. It's not the place to be in races like this, but it's going to be interesting, and this race is very shortly to get underway. Here's Chris with the start.
Yep, absolutely. They've got them nicely lined up quickly, not going as slow as some of the seniors do, but they've managed to, as quickly as that, get them into line. They're now going across their grid positions and they're given the go, and they're just charging, and it's bumping and boring as we expected. A few of them trying to squeeze in to get themselves onto that inside line. Oh, and we do have right at the back a little bit of contact there. I think that's car number 77, David Remy, that's gone on. We got 3 of them off as they exit turn 2. We've got car number 8, 33, and I think rejoining there is 65. So there's quite a few of them that have lost out there, unfortunately, as Jack McCarthy, kart number 8, is one of those that was involved in that and finds himself dropped right to the back.
Yeah, that was a big name then. We lost from turn number 2, Jack McCarthy, championship leader, really up there in the mix of it. He's now dropped to the tail of the field, and he's got work to do to get himself to the front. There's lots going on for 2nd place as well as they turn their way through the hairpins and on towards turns 11 and 12. It does mean our leader, Alex Quinn, has got a monumental lead once again as they complete the 1st lap. 2nd place in is going to be kart number 69 across the line. Down towards turn 1 is Javier Gonzalez, and Axel Charpentier has made it up into 3rd place. So 2nd, 3rd and 4th now all together, and the other one in there is Perdana Menang, kart number 38, really running strongly then, so watch out for those 3 karts together for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And Kieran Ragg was another one involved. He's dropped to the back as well.
Yeah, Kieran Ragg actually just lost that coming out of turn 10 along the straight towards 11. Obviously got involved with someone as they got back on the power heading along that straight, and it just bumped him off onto the grass and facing the other way, so it took him a little while to rejoin the track. He has now, but he's an awfully long way back. Awfully long way out at the front is Alex Quinn. He's really managed to make a cracking haul shot there, just over a second ahead of Javier Gonzalez and Axel Charpentier. He has done well. We said that on that inside line you've got every chance to make a good move. Hasn't worked for everyone, because kart number 76, which started in 3rd, Manuel Suleiman, actually finds himself down in 6th position at the moment. But Axel Charpentier is up into 2nd now, because the one that's lost out there is Javier Gonzalez in number 69. It's dropped down to 4th because Perdana Menang has got up to that 3rd position. But the leader is just cantering off into the distance. Number 5, Alex Quinn.
Yep, he leads by 1.1 seconds, so a really big margin now being led by Alex Quinn. The other man who's come onto the tail of those three in second, third and fourth and making a move, Jean-Baptiste Simonauer. Down the inside he goes then of Javier Gonzalez. He loses out one place, and Jean-Baptiste Simonauer is a man on the move. Watch out for him now with the orange and green helmet, just heading down towards the hairpin at turn 10. What progress now can he make on those two ahead, with Padana Manang and Axel Charpentier really working well together? They need to bring this gap down to Alex Quinn, which they look to be doing at the minute. Let's see what the gap is going to be this time round. It grows gradually there by a tenth of a second, but still, if they can work together, they may have a chance of catching here. But that train is now growing and growing with Axel Charpentier, Padana Manang, Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, Javier Gonzalez, Manuel Salomon, and then the one towards the back of it all is going to be Scott Simmons and Tom Canning. So a 7-cart train as they head down the back straight. Really one to watch out for second place, and then the one just behind them all is going to be Nicholas Scholl in 9th place.
Well, there's no question about it. Second and third, Axel Charpentier and Padana Manang or Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, they're going to have to work together to move, to give any chance of challenging Alex Quinn, who is just absolutely dominating. But they're not going to be able to just work together, because second backwards is basically a constant line back to probably about 20th, frankly. Through comes the leader, Alex Quinn. That's now 1.1, so that's actually come down ever so slightly. Axel Charpentier has managed to bring it down by about a tenth, and in third is now Padana Manang still. So the teammates trying to work together to close in on the dominant number 5, Alex Quinn.
Yep, Jack McCarthy is still making progress further down. He's now up into what's going to be 13th place, just behind Jack Spinelli. So watch out for Jack. He should be able to get inside the top 10. And of course, with that train being altogether from second down to about 15th place, he may be able to grab a few more as well. So Jack McCarthy is not done with yet. He still has a chance of picking up a fairly good result. There's a big bunch of cars altogether that have just dropped off, in fact, that lead train. So that could have just broke it up slightly there for the time being. But Alex Quinn on his way through the final corner once more. There's 3 laps now to go in this 4th junior heat of the day. The gap up front that time comes down. It's to a second now between Alex Quinn and Axel Charpentier, and Axel is doing this all on his own. He's left the man in 3rd place, Padana Manang, and he's now under attack from the man in 4th, Jean-Baptiste Simonauer.
Yeah, I think that's bad news for Alex Quinn, that Axel is now free of that chasing pack, as you say, because that now means that Axel can face forwards and not worry about behind at the moment. I would say that the gap back to 3rd is that big enough that he doesn't have to worry too much about him. So Axel Charpentier, car number 31, he's now hunting Alex Quinn, car number 5. He is losing gradually, about a tenth a lap. That lead is going down, but we've only got 2 laps remaining. So 5 laps already complete. It will be 6th lap, so it's 2.5 laps or left to go. As they come across to say there is now 2 laps. You are now on your penultimate lap. What have we got now? It's down to 0.9, so yet another tenth has been taken out. 2 laps remaining. Is Axel Charpentier able to do anything about the dominant Alex Quinn, or is Alex Quinn just managing that lead?
Yeah, it looks to be that way at the minute. I'm just looking further back to Jack McCarthy, still under attack here from number 19, which is Jack Spinelli. And then just looking ahead of that train, I think the gap is too big, 2.4 seconds. Jack McCarthy, I think, has done the best he possibly can now with those guys up the road. That's where the break in the chain has come. And I don't think Jack McCarthy is going to hold on to this place either, because Jack Spinelli all over the tail of him as he turns his way down towards the hairpin at turn 9. And yeah, Jack McCarthy really having to work hard to hold on to 11th place at the minute. But what's happening back up front? Alex Quinn, Axel Charpentier and Padana Manang, top 3 now about to start that last lap of the race. Alex Quinn has a brief look over his right hand shoulder as he heads across the line and down in towards turn 1. The gap that time again shrunk only by hundredths of a second, but still Axel Charpentier is going in the right direction, so it's looking good for Axel. Good race pace in this one, and that will carry him into the final heat of his day, which should put him in good stead. But at the minute he's trying to chase down Alex Quinn. I don't think he'll quite get there though, Chris.
I don't think so either. It was absolutely amazing to see that on that last tour. They basically had identical times. 0.011 was the difference between their lap times. So that's how tightly managed they are going here. They are on the last lap, the last couple of corners. Alex Quinn, he can probably hear every single little rattle from that car. He just wants to get it across the line. He wants to take this victory where he's been for most of this race. And here he comes round the final corner to see that very welcome black and white checkered flag. Takes a fabulous light to flag victory there. Second, Axel Charpentier. We suspected that he was going to come up through the field, and he certainly did exactly that. Look at that, all the way down through the field. We've still got close battles going on. Third position was number 38, Pedrana Minang, and at moments we thought that he was going to be putting pressure on Axel Charpentier, but Axel managed to just break that toe. In fourth position, number 87, Jean-Baptiste Simonau. He was up there at the sharp end at various times as well. Fifth is Javier Gonzalez. Sixth, Scott Simmons, who actually started in sixth and had to recover himself back up to that at various stages. Seventh is Tom Canning. Eighth is Manuel Suleiman. Ninth is Nicholas Scholl. 10th, Killian Mayer. Jack McCarthy managed to get back up to 11th, so ironically back up to his starting position after an incident on the first lap. 12th was Jack Spinola. 13th, Enzo Valente. 14th, Ayrton Simmons. In 15th position, Jonathan Hoggard, Titus Shanghai Schmidty, Jean Nomblo in 17th, Andreas Essner, Madeleine Radney 19th, 20th was Antoine Percival, 21st David Rame, and Kieran Ragg recovering to bring it home, albeit in 22nd.